such incidents, including reforms in handling student protests and ensuring that arrests and dispersal are conducted without loss of life. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well, the technical bench, our technical team should improve on the sound system. Yes, Senator Cherargei.
Similarly, as you inquire as to the improvement on the sound system, this gadget is also not updated. You know, we decided to go wireless, or rather paperless, but unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the order paper that I have in my gadget is reading 25th. And from the clerk's desk, they don't have any printout. So I am in yesterday's session, Mr. Speaker. So you also might need to now give out also for the directive to that effect so that we are all up to date in what we are doing.
Very well, Senator Cherargei. What is it?
Mr. Speaker, yesterday we raised under Article 118 and standing order number 1. We had similar problems, and your colleague Speaker, Speaker Maina, gave the directions on the usage of these gadgets because they have become inefficient. We are going back to pre-colonial era, pre-industrial era, before technology came in, and we raised these issues even of disruption of the sound system, the TV screens, the live coverage, and also the usage of these gadgets that does not have even interface. And Mr. Speaker, we had even gone ahead in the evening, if you check the answer, to request that an internal IT audit should be done on these machines when we go for recess so that we can check the efficiency. Because up to now, even if you open, Mr. Speaker, by the time you get a document in this gadget, it is like a husband hiding a pin from the wife, Mr. Speaker. By the time you get, you will never be accessible, Mr. Speaker. So can you pronounce yourself? Let the commission put on, return the iPads, Mr. Speaker. We come back after good Easter holidays. We get the latest iPads. And I know the expert, Senator Otsosi, was will. This, Mr. Speaker, Senator Otsosi is even an expert, and he was willing to volunteer for free in terms of assisting this House to build. And Mr. Speaker, Senator Wamatinga, Senator Joyce should be held accountable for this inefficiency that we are experiencing on the House, Mr. Speaker. And I know Senator Joyce has really worked hard. It is that Senator Wamatinga...
Under Senator Cherargei, I'm happy that you have really mentioned that my colleague, the chair, was here yesterday, give some direction. And we stand by that direction. Personally, I raised the matter that I could not hear Senator Kenya very well because he was training to give his statement. But if there was some direction that was given by the chair yesterday, then yesterday evening, then we shouldn't go by that. But more importantly is to make sure that our systems, our gadgets, on the senators. What? Oh, Senator Cherargei, do you think I cannot be able to see what you are saying? More importantly, as the chair on this session, is that the senators should be facilitated to get all the documents that have been approved on the system, on the gadget. They should, senators are here to transact the business. So, and very important business for Kenyans. So let the technical team work on the gadgets and make sure that the on the paper and any other information that the senators under Senator Methu. When I'm giving guidance to this House, you know you have been here for almost now 4 years. And definitely you know what you should be doing when the chair is giving direction to the House. Can you be stable on your mind so that we can be able to transact the business? So let's go to the next statement. Senator Methu, what is the clarification that you are seeking?
You know, Chair, I would have felt bad if you didn't give me an opportunity to seek clarification, because this is a question that you have been my deskmate here, and we have suffered with you here. Even before this matter is addressed, as Senator Cherargei has mentioned, there is something that I would want your immediate intervention, especially on this particular gadget, because we were struggling with you here. Once I've been given the mic, for example, to raise a clarification or a point of order, and I had queued, even if I had come here at 2, I had queued to make a contribution on the motion. Once I've been given the mic, my queuing is destabilized. I'm no longer there in the queue, and you know we have struggled with this question. So even before even before this matter is addressed, at your level, because you are the person who gives the people floors, if I was ahead of the senators and I am due to speak, Mr. Speaker, you should be able to have and use that latitude to allow me. And I also think, also for you as the chair, there is something that as we improve this system, there is something that must be done. Because, Mr. Speaker, if the list is here, I know the next person to speak is Maanzo. The next person is speak is Senator Newto, for example. Then, Mr. Speaker, it becomes very difficult for you to say that I cannot catch your eye, and I'm here. I'm the next person, so I know that it does not give you the latitude as the chair of the session to say that it is so and so to speak, so and so to speak. But the clarification that I was seeking and the support that I wanted. Speaker, please allow me to. You be the speaker.
Can you conclude your issue?
That yes.
Don't listen to any other senators.
You know, I'm just surprised that it is your colleague speaker that is disrupting me. You know, if it was Wamatinga, is another issue. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to say that once I've been given a floor, like for example, to seek that clarification or to raise a point of order, it should not disrupt the queue that was there for me to make a contribution either on a motion or on a bill.
Very well. Actually, I'm told that this system is being improved every day. So the issues you are raised are being recorded. They are on record. But I want to hear Senator Sigei, what you are standing on a clarification, or what is the issue that you want to raise?
Yes, I wanted to inform Senator Methu, Mr. Speaker, that notwithstanding the queue that is in the gadget, which queue you are able to see from your end as well as a member, it is upon the Speaker to pick from that pool who to allow to speak. And therefore, if one is allowed an intervention or a point of order, then it means he exits from the queue because an opportunity already has been given to such a member to speak. Then they'll be required to queue afresh for purposes of contribution to any other business that is being transacted. Thank you. But otherwise, of course, Mr. Speaker, we definitely need to improve on this system.
Very well, Senator Sigei. Commissioner Wamatinga, you have been mentioned that maybe you are have been mentioned.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Senator
Speaker.
Cherargei.
Allow me this opportunity to further inform the House that the system that we have in front of us, it's a highly advanced system. It allows, Mr. Speaker, but the illiteracy, the IT illiteracy of the members notwithstanding, Mr. Speaker, it allows us to gradually upgrade by use of icons, the use of icons. Of course, Mr. Speaker, sir, when you have the likes of Senator Cherargei who went to analog schools, it will be very hard to bring them up to date. But what I wanted to inform the House, Mr. Speaker, Senator Cherargei.
Hey. No, wait for the commissioner to finish. Because this is why we are seeking the solution. Who has given you the floor? Have you a seat? Can you sit down? Senator Cherargei, you know I have a lot of respect on you as my good friend.
Yes.
And
as a good friend, just sit down.
Just wait, let me hear what you are saying. Can you have your seat, please, kindly? Assume your seat, Senator Cherargei. Just a moment, wait. Senator Cherargei. Can you conclude?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. As a software engineer, and that Senator Ososi can testify to this, a system must be adaptable moving forward. What we need to do, these are software, Mr. Speaker, we can be able to upgrade as we move ahead, including the queue, including the intervention. And Mr. Speaker, you must not have a button for everything. It allows creation of icons, but of course, Mr. Speaker, we need also to take time and train the senators on how to use this system. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. No, honorable senators, what I have really categorically said is that we really need this system to be improved. While I'm here as a chair, you see, if you have this display with you, this is not giving the chair latitude to manage the House. So as you work on this system, Commissioner Wamatinga, make sure that the request list is blind to the members. That is how the chair can be able to manage the House without any chaos. So the chair should be given latitude to manage the House without any interference from the members. So I think they should be checked on. They shouldn't be blind to the members because the chair manages the House the way he should. So let us go to the next statement by Senator Alexander Mundigi.
Yes. Keep quiet. Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, tell us Cherargei to keep quiet. Mr. Speaker, sir, request for statement on the impact of the...
Just a minute. Still the system is not okay. The mic is not on the... Can you use the dispatch box, kindly?
That's the technical bench now.
Mr. Speaker, sir, request. Mr. Speaker, sir, request for statement on the impact of the conflict in the Middle East on the supply, pricing, and stability of petroleum product in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, I ask person to standing under 53(1) to check a statement on a matter of a national concern from the Standing Committee on Energy regarding the impact of the ongoing conflict in Middle East on the supply, pricing, and stability of petroleum product in Kenya. In the statement, the committee should address the following: the impact of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East on the importation, availability, and availability of supply of petroleum product in Kenya, the effect of the conflict on the pricing of petroleum product, including the anticipated impact on pump price, electricity cost, transport cost, and the cost of living generally. 3, the measure in place to cohesion consumer and the economy against possible supply distortion and price volatility arising from the conflict. Mr. Speaker, sir, Alexander Mundigi, Senator. I have second statement. Mr. Speaker, sir, request for statement on the safety of Kenyan national affected by the conflict in the Middle East. Mr. Speaker, sir, I ask person to standing under 53(1) to check a statement on a matter of a national concern from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations regarding the safety of Kenyans national affected by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East, noting that the considerable number of Kenyans citizens live and work in countries within the Middle East. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The uses of Kenyans national currently residing in the affected countries in the Middle East. The measures in place by the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs through Kenya's embassy and mission in the region to ensure the safety, registration, communication, and consular support of Kenyans nationals affected by the conflict. 3. The contingency measures and evacuation plans, if any, that the government has established to facilitate the safe repatriation of Kenyans national from the affected areas. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator for Embu County, Dr. Alexander Munyimondigi. Thank you.
Very well, Dr. Mondigi. Honorable Senators, I want to reorganize the business appearing on our order paper. We will be coming back to the comments on statements, but first I want us to do order number 9. Clerk.
Order number 9, motion, inclusion of teacher training college students in the higher education funding mode. Putting of the question.
Honorable Senators, I honor Senator Manzo. Honorable Senators, I want to put the question that aware that the Constitution of Kenya and Article 43(1)(f) guarantees every citizen the right to education, and Article 53(1)(b), Subarticle 1(b) provides that basic education is free and compulsory. Further, aware that the government of Kenya launched the new education funding NHEF model in 2023, primarily targeting university and tertiary and vocational education and training, TVET. Students leaving a significant gap in the financial support for students in diploma and certificate teacher training colleges, TTCs. Concerned that students enrolled in public teacher training colleges are discriminated against are not expressly and fully provided for under the prevailing education financing framework, thereby limiting or excluding the access to structured government support for tuition and accommodation. Cognizant that the transition to the competency-based curriculum CBC requires a highly skilled teaching workforce, and that the financial burden on teacher trainees, many of whom come from marginalized backgrounds, threatens the sustainability of the teacher supply chain. Now, therefore, the Senate urges the Ministry of Education, in conjunction with the Higher Education Loans Board, ELB, and the Universities Fund UF to 1, formally integrate teaching college students with the new funding model to ensure equity, quality, and inclusivity in the education sector, and it develops the regulations and guidelines to define the eligibility criteria for teacher training college students, covering tuition and reasonable accommodation and upkeep costs. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Now, Senators, we go back to a session of 20 minutes on the comments on statements. Maanzo Daniel Kitonga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the request of statement by Senator Methu. Mr. Speaker, the Nyota story is clearly meant to assist Kenyans, and this is money borrowed from World Bank, which should be used for startups of a certain level of a Kenyan, and especially young people, Mr. Speaker. We are familiar with the similar other initiatives in the past, and especially in the Kibaki regime, where there was youth fund, and it is still there, Mr. Speaker. And again, be aware that also that these monies will be refunded at certain days. I really take issues on how the monies were distributed or became politicized in a way that even in certain places where these monies will be distributed, the young people were to wear colors of a certain party. And I think when it comes to a duty of the nation, then everybody should be free. That meant whoever doesn't want to support that particular party or doesn't want to wear that color, then they are discriminated that particular day, and they may not want to be part of this money. The second issue is how equitable this money was distributed. And I want to pick my ward, Mavindini in Makueni County, where 51 young people were identified, and they were transported to Machakos County, where this money was now put on their phone, Mr. Speaker. And most of them, because I know them, never went home with any money. In fact, the next day they were calling people home to send them fare to go home. So what method will there be to make sure? I'm sure 20,000 shillings can start a small business and grow it to a big business. But there has to be a management and probably a way of identifying even small existing businesses, even if somebody's roasting maize on a roadside, to be developed and to be followed up by government officers, the way it is used to be done with youth fund. We have a lot of officers, Mr. Speaker, in the Ministry of Trade, who are even up to the sub-county level, so that these young people can be managed properly, and that the money doesn't just disappear like part of Hustler Fund, and that then when we want to pay it back in future or account for it, there is no benefit which has come from it, Mr. Speaker. When small businesses start, Mr. Speaker, in my opinion, they should grow so that they can even be able to pay taxes, those particular people, and have this money refunded back to the public. Because to me, it has come out as a grant. And I've even engaged the permanent secretary and the minister in charge of this program, because I wanted really to get satisfied with answers that particular time. There weren't satisfactory answers, and I really look forward to the floor of the House when the minister comes to answer this question, accompanied by the peers, so that we can make it better for the future, Mr. Speaker, but not simply making it a campaign tool. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support.
Honorable Senators, thank you, Senator Mazo, because I did not make my position that you should take 3 minutes, but we have used exactly 3 minutes. So any other senator getting a chance to give a comment should use the 3 minutes. Senator Joe Newton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the statement by Senator John Medu on Nyota funds, Mr. Speaker. While we appreciate what these funding to youths are doing, Mr. Speaker, we must ask ourselves questions that are important. And Mr. Speaker, the first thing that we must address ourselves to is what a cost-benefit analysis would show, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, youths are being gathered from about 3 counties into one particular gathering held in one county, Mr. Speaker, making the youths, and sometimes who are accompanied by their parents and guardians, to spend huge amounts of money on transportation. Mr. Speaker, the President has also been attending these functions where these monies are distributed and thereby incurring a lot of expenses, while, Mr. Speaker, the President actually doesn't have to attend this. So we must ask ourselves, after we do a cost-benefit analysis, I mean, is it worth to do it the way we are doing it, or can we just disburse this money to the youth? Because we are doing it through their funds. Can't we just disburse this? And especially, Mr. Speaker, I mean, having it coordinated by the CS in charge of SMEs and that kind of thing, Mr. Speaker. The other thing that we must ask ourselves is sustainability of this particular program. Because, Mr. Speaker, this is funding from World Bank. How will we continue having these funds brought to the youth? We must ask ourselves, and I like what Senator Medhu wants the Committee on Labor to do. I mean, how much more is the government willing to set aside once they deplete the funds that the World Bank has provided? And Mr. Speaker, finally about this is how do we identify the youths that benefit from this particular funding? Because, Mr. Speaker, some counties have not received this. And before my time elapses, Mr. Speaker, I also want to support the statement by the Senator for Laikipia, John Kenywa, on police brutality. Police cannot just open fire on rioting students. They are trained to deal with riots, Mr. Speaker, and opening fire is not one of the ways that the police should do. But we forgive them because they have been given directives by the President to shoot youth in the legs. And that is why we are having an escalation where we get youth police shooting even students. We must tell the President to withdraw his directive to the police to shoot at the legs, because this is what is leading to the very irresponsible behavior by
you know, now that this system is on your gadgets. Senator Rekina is not present. Senator Sengo Beth, Senator Ososi Golfrey.
Mr. Speaker, let me make my contribution to the statement by Senator John Medhu on the matter of Nyota. I think this statement is very timely and well drafted by Senator Medhu to address the concerns of many Kenyans that we would like to understand the sustainability of this fund. We appreciate that the money is being given to our youth, but how sustainable is it, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, again, this fund is not just given to Kenyan government. There are other countries which have been given this money. And there are systems that have been established by those countries and World Bank to identify this youth and seamlessly give this youth the funds required. But we've been seeing a lot of drama in our counties where you see that this process has been politicized, Mr. Speaker. Youth being carried from all parts of the county and then being put in a dome tent and then being told how the government is going to give them funds, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, another question that should have been raised by Senator Medhu is that we have seen the glorification of Nyota funds. But, Mr. Speaker, we are forgetting that this government put 50 billion shillings in a fund called Hustler Fund. And no one is talking about that Hustler Fund. No one knows what is happening in that Hustler Fund. All we are being told that they are having problems with the recovery of that money, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even as the committee looks at the Nyota issue, it is important that the committee also asks itself questions that Nyota is a small fund compared to the billions that have been put in Hustler Fund. what is happening with this hustler fund. Where are the funds? Are the funds having the purpose? How many youth have been given the money? How much has been loaned out? How much has been recovered? These are questions that we expect the government to answer us, but not to joyride on a project of World Bank while their own project, Hustler Fund, has failed. Mr. Speaker, we need answers, and yes, because you have not been able to recover the money, Mr. Speaker. The other day I heard the CS of Paranya saying he needs budgetary allocation so that he can recover the money that has been lent out to the youth. Mr. Speaker, this is a shame, and
Senator Cherargei Samson.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. Let me comment on the crisis in the LT sector. Mr. Speaker, I'm disappointed, and I want to agree with Senator Kinyo on the issue of unresolved labor issues in Laikipia, Mr. Speaker, and I think I always say what defines devolution is the issue of health. If health is dysfunctional, it will never. Mr. Speaker, I was shocked that in Kericho, the government pathologists yesterday say they don't have mortuary equipment to do the post-mortem of the three bodies that were recovered. Mr. Speaker, when you go to Nandi, they are being overworked, understaffed, underpaid. And Mr. Speaker, there were 2,000 staff, majority of them that were fired are of health sector. Mr. Speaker, when you go to Elgeyo Marakwet County, they are on 21 days on strike of health workers, which is affecting health provision in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Of course, Nairobi is not a going concern. For the last 70 days, the health workers in this city have been on strike. The governor has decided not to give an ear to them, and I hope on Monday the Inspector General of Police will ensure he is being frog-marched before Senate County Public Accounts Committee to answer to some of these issues. Finally, Mr. Speaker, Nyota issue. I feel disappointed, and I hope the Kenyan youth are watching, that our colleagues from the minority side are stating that the issues of youth are so trivial that the president cannot give personal attention. It is embarrassing because most of these people who are shouting use youth to mobilize them for political issues, Mr. Speaker. When the president gives the personal attention of going and ensuring that he gives them these grants, Nyota program, the Asila Fund, Mr. Speaker, people like Ososi want to still hire youth to use them for mobilization, Mr. Speaker, of political issues, Mr. Speaker. We cannot allow the young people of this country are at the center of the attention of the president, Mr. Speaker. This issue that has been brought on the issue of Nyota, Mr. Speaker, we cannot.
Senator Cherargei, there is a point of order from Senator Ososi.
Mr. Speaker, I rise on standing order number 105. The senator for Nandi has made very serious allegations against me that I have been using youth for politics, for my own politics. Mr. Speaker, is he in order? Can he substantiate? Can he substantiate? I never said that the president is not doing anything about the youth, but I only questioned why a whole president is involved in merely distributing money by the World Bank. We have other presidents who have also received money for their countries, but we don't see these shenanigans around in those other countries,
Mr. Speaker. What is your point of order? You know you can't execute your point of order, and then also you want to debate your point of order. Senator Ososi, you know you have been around for some time, so your point of order should be very clear and to the point. Yes. Senator Cherargei, there is a point of order list so that you can substantiate the allegations that you have made against Senator Ososi.
Mr. Speaker, there are many Ososis in this country. I never say Senator Ososi. I say the Ososi of this world are saying the president's personal attention to the youth does not matter, Mr. Speaker. This is embarrassing, and the young people, Mr. Speaker, those are statements he can say on 29 on Sunday in Mombasa, not today. This is a house where we discuss, and I want to tell the young people, see your leaders, the Ososis of this world, Mr. Speaker, who are taking advantage of young people. So, they feel jealous that the president is empowering young people, Mr. Speaker. This Nyota.
Let me listen to Senator Ososi again. You have all the time. You are not in a hurry today.
Mr. Speaker, you know, it is not fair to this House that even after I had risen on a point of order, 105, a statement of fact on what Senator Cherargei had said, he has continued to make further references to me. Mr. Speaker, you know very well, there is only one Osotsi in this House. He cannot avoid that by starting to mention the other Osotsis. The only Osotsi who is in Senate of the Republic of Kenya is one Godfrey Osotsi. Can he respond to my 105 request that he has to provide evidence in this House? He has to substantiate
Senator
that Godfrey Osotsi has been...
Senator Osotsi, let me help you further. Senator Cherargei, you know, after I gave Senator Osotsi an opportunity to contribute or to make maybe a comment on the statement, I immediately gave you also the opportunity to make your comment on the statement. So therefore, to me as the chair, the Osotsi you are referring to is Senator Osotsi, not any other Osotsi, because I immediately gave Senator Osotsi, then I gave you the opportunity. So it's either you substantiate or withdraw and apologize so that we can make progress.
Mr. Speaker, I will request your guidance. Understanding Order 1016. A senator shall refer to another senator by the title senator, then the name. I said Osotsi, so I will need to be guided under context of switch standing Order 1016.
Actually, then you are completely out of order if you refer to Senator Osotsi as Osotsi.
I say Osotsis of this world.
Senator Cherargei.
Yes.
The next thing I'll do is to request for an answer immediately, which will be printed and brought before this House.
In fact, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude my submissions, I would request that the answer be reproduced because I said Osotsis of this world, well aware of Standing Order 1016, that says a senator shall be referred by the title senator. So maybe, Mr. Speaker, I wait.
I've guided you that immediately I gave Senator Osotsi the opportunity. Then I gave you the next. I gave you the mic. Just, Senator Sifuna, just a moment. So please, either substantiate or withdraw, or I will need the answer before the end of this session.
Mr. Speaker, I will need guidance understanding Order 1016 because I say Osotsi. I didn't say Senator Osotsi.
You know, given guidance, Senator Cherargei. If you have finished your time, 3 minutes, have your seat, I need the answer produced.
Because the light is still there, this issue of using the floor of the House to attack the president must stop. If these gentlemen want to discuss the president, they should bring a substantive motion. And
I want to give the next... Are you addressing the chair or to? Do you have the mic?
I don't need the mic. You can hear me.
Why?
I have a point of order.
Point of order. Who is on the floor? Who is on the floor? So you want a point of order? What do you want? Proceed.
But we were all elected to this house. There's nobody who can threaten us here. Speaker, under the rules of this house, once you as a speaker has given direction, if somebody does not comply with that direction, they're out of order. And there are consequences. You have asked the senator from Nandi to withdraw or substantiate what he has made, and he has not done that. Why are you pretending like you don't know what the consequences are, or you want me to read it for you?
I send
So,
Senator,
Honorable Speaker,
Senator Sifuna.
Let just a minute. Just a minute, Speaker. We are all subject to the same rules, the same laws. It upsets some of us when we see an equal application of the law. If it was Sifuna, if it was me who had failed to comply with the directive of the seat, I would already have been thrown out. Speaker, we want fairness in the application of the law. We are saying there are specific consequences for refusal to listen to the directive of the chair. Can those consequences now follow? Don't pretend you don't know the law.
Sifuna, what I requested the table to assist me to do is to get the answer right away. I said that. And then, Senator Sifuna, you know, once the chair, I give my direction as the chair, that since, you know, Senator Sifuna, have your seat. Relax, just relax. Just relax, Senator Sifuna. Senator Medu, you're out of order. I'll kick you out of this house. I'll throw you out of this house. Why are you addressing me, Senator Medu? Senator Medu, Senator Cherargei, this is the final warning. Final warning. Senator Sifuna, I said since. No, why should you stand up? Since Senator Cherargei insisted that he did not mention the name of Senator Otsosi as the senator, I said I need the answer right away before I leave this chair so that I can discipline Senator Cherargei squarely for that misconduct. I'm on his case, so just relax. Give me the next 15 minutes. No, that's enough, Senator Sifuna. Because I've made my ruling, I need that answer right away before I leave this chair. Watch this space, Senator Sifuna. Watch this space.
Speaker.
Don't be in hurry to leave today.
Speaker.
I want just wait for my ruling.
And I will also not tolerate snide remarks from the chair. But what I am saying is this, Honorable Speaker. We are all adults here. We know when games are being played. You are asking for a Hansard when you know Senator Cherargei is playing games. There is only one Osotsi in this house. You yourself have given the direction that he spoke after Osotsi spoke. So you know there are games being played. Why do you need a Hansard? You have given a directive. Let him follow the directive. Huh? And Speaker, I spend more time in this house
Senator
than you.
Sifuna,
Don't try to
kindly,
insinuate
Senator
that
Sifuna.
I am in a hard...
Senator Sifuna, I have given my directive. The next... me have no problem. Senator Sifuna, when I was elected to this position, actually, you were not around. You were not around in this house when I was elected. So stop threatening me, Senator Sifuna. Senator Wamatinga.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to contribute. I would want also to start by contributing the statement led by Senator Kenyo from Laikipia. Indeed, the role of the nurses in this country, in any part of the world, it is so essential, Mr. Speaker, that we cannot afford to get it light. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would want to put it before this House and to every caring Kenyan that we must look at the plight of the nurses in any part of the world. That becomes even more important, noting that, Mr. Speaker, health is devolved, and therefore the services that we offer to our people at the grassroots level can only be promoted by us handling the issues of nurses' right and ensuring that they are treated well and they are given the right compensation, including listening to them. As I went up, Mr. Speaker, I also want to contribute to the statement read by Senator of Nyandarua, Senator John Medo. Mr. Speaker, sir, indeed, I want to start by quoting a Nigerian writer. When you see kinsmen meet in a compound, it's not because the moon does not shine in their home. When you see the president calling the youth to dispense the money, Mr. Speaker, it is not because that it cannot be done electronically. It is because it is important, Mr. Speaker, to work with the youth, to tell them the journey that we walked, and most important, Mr. Speaker, to encourage them. Mr. Speaker, sir, we drive our kids to school. It is not that we don't have drivers or matatus that can drive them. Why we take that opportunity is because we want to interact with them. We want to guide them, Mr. Speaker. I wonder why, Mr. Speaker, any reader in this House would stand up and say, you cannot give the youth the priority that they need. You cannot give them the guidance. You cannot give them the time. You cannot give them, Mr. Speaker, the mentoring that they need. Mr. Speaker, in what the president does, Mr. Speaker, I see a caring father who would want to work with the kids, with the young ones. For those who are saying this is little money, Mr. Speaker, some of us started our lives with less than 20,000 and we've made it as far as we have, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I would want to encourage, even those seated on the opposition, let us not trivialize the issue of the youth. We know this is the next generation that we live in this country. Let us work with them. Let us invest time with them. They are not trivial, Mr. Speaker, even for the president. How I wish that he would get every day 2 or 3 hours to talk with the next generation that will take this country forward, Mr. Speaker. It's regrettable that a reader, nominated, elected, or whatever they say, can stand up and say that the youth of this country do not matter. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are talking about the future of our country. They matter, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. President, continue, even if it's 10 cents that you are dispensing, talk to them as a father figure, because that is what the moral obligation, political responsibility that we owe to them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Senator Mboni Kalwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the issue raised by the Senator of Nyandarua speaks to the important issue of equity. And Mr. Speaker, it speaks to the important issue of transparency in handling monies that will eventually require repayment by the taxpayers of Kenya, many of whom, majority of whom, in excess of millions of people will not have benefited. Because this fund is a 5-year fund, Mr. Speaker, meant to reach out to only 820,000 people. The statement should be clear whether the repayment will be with the rest of the taxpayers or just like the way we treat our university students. Only those who get loans are the ones who repay. If we can apply that to university students, why don't we design it so that the children who actually receive this money, the youth, are the ones who will eventually repay from those businesses? You would not be asking for too much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, secondly, the statement should bring out the selection criteria. The fact that the children apply online and then they are invited to come and collect the money doesn't guarantee that it is free and fair. Mr. Speaker, it's quite possible that behind the screens, we could be having people manipulating so that the people who benefit selectively, Mr. Speaker. Finally, on this point, Mr. Speaker, I want to join all those who believe that doing politics with this money is wrong. It is wrong to do politics with this money because we know, Mr. Speaker, that in some of the rallies, millions of shillings are used on that day just to bring the politicians and their escorts. Those choppers that go to those functions, they are funded by taxpayers' money. And therefore, when we say we shouldn't do politics with this, we are spot on. There is no difficulty in this money, Mr. Speaker, being transferred digitally without all this hula-baloo that we all see that have no returns. Finally, Mr. Speaker, because I don't have the time, colleagues, you'll be interested to know, if you open the website, that the money has gone to counties. And the counties there is a specification of how much money went where. The issue of equity demands that there be an explanation why certain counties receive less money and other counties get more money. It is all here on the website. Mr. Speaker, we will insist on behalf of the people of Kenya that all Kenyan youth.
Senator Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me start by commenting on the statement by Senator of Laikipia, Senator Kenywa, on the issue of the nurses. Mr. Speaker, I sit in the Health Committee, and I can attest that nurses in this country are doing a great job. The level of motivation, Mr. Speaker, should be the highest among the other departments and the other professionals. The issues that have been raised here should be immediately addressed because, Mr. Speaker, without the nurses in our health sector, then we do not have future as far as a healthy nation is concerned, Mr. Speaker. So it's a matter that should be quickly addressed by the leadership of that particular county. Mr. Speaker, allow me to also give my input as far as the Great Nyota program is concerned. And I want to appreciate Senator of Nyandarua, Senator Methu, because in his statement, he clearly indicates that the Nyota program aims to enhance employment opportunities. Thank you, Senator Methu, for realizing that this program, led by the President, Dr. William Ruto, has focused on enhancement of employment. Fostering enterprise development, Mr. Speaker. Senator Methu realizes and acknowledges that this program does foster this development and advances skills and promotes economic inclusion for the youth in Kenya, Mr. Speaker. I want to appreciate that Senator Methu appreciates that Nyota program had high levels of importance and significance for the youth and was addressing youth unemployment throughout the nation, Mr. Speaker. This is positive acknowledgement, Mr. Speaker. He himself, he acknowledges. As much as he has questioned on some of the nitty-gritties, Mr. Speaker, but I want to state on the matter that has been discussed, on the issue of equitability. Mr. Speaker, Nyota program ensured that each ward had 70 youths who had an opportunity of fairness. There was no any single corruption on the beneficiary for the young people. It was a fair program that you just needed to log in, Mr. Speaker, and you are able to be recruited. This program ensured that they were given the entrepreneurial skills, Mr. Speaker. This program, again, follows again. I mean, which leader in this country, for Christ's sake, would not want to see the youth of this country getting transformed by none other than Dr. William Ruto, Mr. Speaker? He has led that program. In each and every county, we as leaders.
Honorable Senators, you know, we are agreed on I know there is a queue, but I want to proceed in this manner. There is a statement that was to be read by Senator Aminda Kibwana, which I received a communication that Senator Mutinda can do that in less than 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And on behalf of my good sister, my good friend, Senator Hamida Kibwana, allow me to prosecute her agenda on contamination of the Nairobi River with antibiotics and pharmaceutical waste. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement on a matter of county-wide concern from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources regarding contamination of the Nairobi River and its tributaries with antibiotics and other pharmaceutical waste, which threaten human life and the environment and food safety. Mr. Speaker, antibiotics and other pharmaceutical residues from hospitals, households and industries and other sources are finding their way into the Nairobi River system due to improper disposal practices and inadequate wastewater treatment. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the extent of contamination of the Nairobi River and its tributaries by antibiotics and other pharmaceutical waste, including data, assessments, or surveillance reports on the presence of these contaminants in the river system. Number 2, the measures to regulate the disposal of medical and pharmaceutical waste, monitor water quality, enforce compliance with affluent and waste disposal standards, and also be able to protect communities exposed to contaminated water. Number 3, and lastly, the immediate and long-term interventions to restore the affected sections of the Nairobi River, prevent further contamination, and sensitize the public and institutions on the safe disposal of medicines and pharmaceutical waste. This is by Senator Hamida Kibwana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, very well. Let's get the statement under Standing Order 57-1, majority leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to Standing Order 57-1, I hereby present to the Senate the business for the week commencing Tuesday, 31st March, 2026. Mr. Speaker, sir, the legislative business before the Senate is as follows. 61 bills are pending conclusion, of which 42 are at second reading. 4 of them have been listed in today's order paper for division. 16 are at committee of the whole, and 3 are awaiting first reading, 1 of which is listed in today's order paper. 12 motions are pending conclusion. 17 petitions are pending conclusion by respective standing committees of these petitions. 16 are due for reporting. 485 statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 under consideration by Standing Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, from the foregoing, honorable senators will observe that the business pending before the Senate remains quite high, with the number of bills and motions having been continuously listed in the order paper for some time without conclusion. This calls for honorable senators to prioritize attendance on the chambers as to facilitate the consideration and conclusion of the pending business. I further implore movers to the present to prosecute their business as scheduled in the order paper. The same applies to attendance at committee sittings in order to expedite the consideration of business pending before them. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the next sitting of the Senate on Tuesday, 31st March 2026, The tentative business for the day will include business not concluded from the order papers, from today's order paper, as well as the business indicated in the notice page. The tentative business for the morning sitting on Wednesday, 1st April 2026 will include questions to Cabinet Secretaries as approval by the Senate Business Committee, as well as motions. The questions scheduled include question number 05 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development by Senator Professor Tom Ojienda. Question number 024 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry by Senator Tom Ojienda. Question number 017 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of East African Community Affairs, the ASRS and Regional Development by Senator Enoch Wambua, CBS MP. And question number 046 to the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of East African Community Affairs, the ASALs and Regional Development by Senator Hamida Kibwana, MP. The tentative business for the afternoon sitting on Wednesday, 1st April 2026 will include business not concluded from Tuesday's order paper and the following. Bills at the second reading. The county government, state officers' removal from office, Procedural Bill, Senate Bills number 34 of 2024. The County Government Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 39 of 2024. The Street Naming and Property Addressing System Bill, Senate Bills number 43 of 2024. The County Government Laws Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 52 of 2024. The Energy Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 11 of 2025, and the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill, National Assembly Bill of 2022. Bills at Committee of the Whole. The Sports Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 33 of 2024. The Electronic Equipment Disposal, Recycling and Reuse Bill, Senate Bills number 5 of 2025. And the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bills number 48 of 2024. Motions. Provisions of FMIS reports for county government to the Senate and delinking junior secondary schools from primary schools. The projected business for Thursday, 2nd April 2026 will include business not concluded in the order paper for Wednesday, 1st April 2026, and any other business scheduled for the Senate Business Committee. Mr. Speaker, sir, the honorable senators will recall the Senate is scheduled to proceed on the recess at the rise of the Senate on Thursday, 2nd April 2026, in accordance with the Senate's calendar 1. Therefore, once again, urge honorable senators with business scheduled in the order papers and programs of the Senate business for the next week to be available in the Senate to prosecute the same. I also urge the party whips to ensure that the requisite number of county delegation is achieved for the pending to be undertaken. I thank you, and they are hereby lay the statement on the table of the Senate. Senator Keroche Tabitha. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay, at this juncture, I will allow the Vice Chair, County Public Accounts Committee, to lay a paper on the table of the Senate. And consequently also to give notice of the same. The Vice Chair, Sipak.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, Thursday, 26th March 2026. Volume 1 of the report of the Senate Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county executives for the year ended 30th June 2025. Vihiga, Kitui, Bungoma, Embu, Nyandarua, Mandera, Laikipia, Kwale, Meru, Bomet, West Pokot, Nyeri, Trans Nzoia, Elgeyo Marakwet, Narok, Machakos. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed and give notice of motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts Volume 1 of the report of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county executives for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Senate on
2026.
2026. No, it is there ended 2025. Yes, it's correct. Mr. Speaker. Yes. Actually, Speaker, it is the following executives for the year ended 30th June 2025, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 26th March 2026. Vihiga, Kitui, Bungoma, Embu, Nyandarua, Mandera, Laikipia, Kwale, Meru, Bomet, West Pokot, Nyeri, Trans Nzoia, Elgeyo Marakwet, Narok, Machakos. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Yes, Senator Ososi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, that is PAC tabling their papers. I just wanted to get clarification from you, because you know on 31st, we are having a very important, 31st, which is next Tuesday, the constitutional deadline for Senate to consider and examine and take appropriate action on the audit report. I am concerned because today is Thursday and we are breaking for the weekend, and my committee has processed a number of many reports, which I'm told the clerk presented it for processing, and up to now they are not ready. And we seem to be running out of time. So, Mr. Speaker, can you direct that the officers who are involved in processing the report, they take into account that on 31st, that is the last date, and that is the same date where we are supposed to be presenting a motion here on those reports. But today, I have sat here waiting to table the reports, and they are nowhere, Mr. Speaker. So what is happening? Can you direct them that they take their work seriously, Mr. Speaker?
Chair Sipik. I will be consulting with the clerk's office. And I think they are also well informed that we have deadlines. These are constitutional deadlines. So we will be giving way forward during this session. So, next on the clerk. Tamboni.
Mr. Speaker, my concern is small, even almost looking like trivial, but very important. When children are brought to Parliament by their schools, their parents do it at great expense to sponsor those children. Mr. Speaker, pattern has formed in this House where children from private schools, when they come here, they are readily acknowledged to plenary. From yesterday, 3 schools came, they were not acknowledged. Today, this is the 3rd school in the House, they have not been acknowledged, and yet this, Mr. Speaker, to these children is a big day in their lives. Mr. Speaker, would you clarify the criteria used to make a decision on which school will be introduced to the plenary and which one will not? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We will attend Senator Boni Karwale, Senator of Kakamega County. Yeah, that shouldn't be addressed. It's a good observation you've made. As much as we welcome our students, they will really want to be appreciated, but I'm handling with the relevant office. So, Honorable Senators, we go back now to order number 8.
Order number 8, the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, Senate Bills number 7 of 2026, first reading, a bill for an act of parliament to amend the Constitution of Kenya.
Very well, so Honorable Senators, looking at our order of business from order number 10 to order number 22. I reorganize so that we go to order number 23.
Order number 23, motion, report of the proceedings of the AI conference on the role of Parliament in shaping the future of responsible AI, held from 28th to 30th November 2025 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 25th March 2026, morning sitting.
Yeah, sure, Senator Zena, and a balance of 80 minutes. But using my good eyes, I can't see her in this house. So this debate is open to whoever is interested to make his or her contribution. Honorable Senators, Senator Samson Cherargei. Honorable Senators, you know when you want to catch the eyes of the Speaker, there is nothing called a procedure in our standing orders. So unless you are very clear on what you intend to do. I gave Senator Mbone Karwale, said he mentioned procedure, but I gave him because of his seniority. But any other senator, Senator Cherargei, you should, I mean, Senator Eddy, there is nothing known as procedure. I had given you the form, but now I want really to ask you to wait for the 80 minutes. I can see Senator Zena is back to the House, so she can utilize her 80 minutes balance. And then we'll proceed, Senator Cherargei. Senator Ndokech, point of? Okay, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, my clarification is based on the systems that are running in the House. Mr. Speaker, perhaps you might notice that I was on the dashboard for quite some times on a point of intervention, but I could not be able to catch your eye, or at least I could not be able to catch your gadget, because maybe your gadgets are not configured to specify which intervention we are making. Maybe the gadgets are just there to...
Senator Ndokech, you know the former system was better.
Exactly.
Because it would give the chair.
Yes. So it's good you acknowledge
interventions.
Yes.
And when senators want to speak.
Yes.
Interventions were very clear.
And that's why I'm saying,
So
Speaker,
this system really should be reconfigured.
that I was seeking your attention on a point of intervention. In fact, I realized that when Senator Boni Aluale raised the issue that he raised, the students are actually behind you and you cannot be able to see them because maybe there is no system for you to see them. And those students will soon be leaving the house. So I wanted to just humbly request on that same point that perhaps in courtesy that was extended by Senator Boni Aluale, you perhaps get to recognize them before they leave, because I can observe from up there that the sergeants are moving in a way likely to suggest that they will be sending those students out of the house soon. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, this afternoon, senators are really concerned about communication when our students visit. So I will request my assistants here to make sure that we have that communication to make. And also in future, as you have rightly observed, from the chair, you cannot be able to know what is happening behind me. So maybe we also need, as they reconfigure this system, also to make sure that you have a screen end of the chair so that also you can be able to observe what is happening at the public gallery. Senator Medwed, proceed and make your clarification.
Mr. Speaker, I know we have made a comment on this system, and as you go out, and by the way, Mr. Speaker, first I must also inform this House that since I was sworn in September of 2022, today is the first time that I've been cautioned. I have never been disorderly in this House. And of course I know why, but before then, Mr. Speaker, I have been very patient, even when, because we can see on this dashboard, we can see the speaking list. I've been very patient, even when you have allowed other people to speak and they are behind me, because it is your attitude. But, Mr. Speaker, it now has gotten to a point that I thought is important that I raise this clarification from yourself, because you allowed Senator Cherargei to comment on the statements that have been sought. I've been here, I've been queuing to make a statement on that, to give my comment on the other statements that have been sought. You didn't allow me. You allowed other senators who came after me, and you didn't allow me.
Your clarification.
So the clarification that I require from you, because you have now allowed the Senator Cherargei to now make a comment on the report, do I continue sitting and waiting, or is this, do these requests for speak make any sense to you? Do they make any sense to you? I mean, do we need to actually queue?
Senator
and you can make as much noise.
I gave you. I can see now you didn't want to engage the chair. I gave you the last warning this afternoon, but I can see you still want to really be active on TikToks this evening. So what I'm saying is that we are done with that order. We have really made a lot of progress. So what are we asking? Can you sit down? Okay. You know, and on the chair is never scared by the rooks. So we proceed with the next order. Senator Azena, can you utilize 8 minutes?
Thank you, Mr.
We are
Speaker.
doing serious business in this House.
Indeed, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
To be uninterrupted for the next 8 minutes.
You are right, Mr. Speaker. I was contributing on the report of the proceedings of the Artificial Intelligence Conference on the role of Parliament in shaping the future of responsible AI, held from the 28th to the 30th November 2025 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Mr. Speaker, like I was saying before, I was cut off during the last session. It is very sad that this very important conference did not take into consideration members of the ICT committee within the Senate. None of us was even involved. Mr. Speaker, neither was any of us who also sit in the committee for the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association involved. It would have been important because at least we would have come back with very substantive input for the legislative works that we have been prosecuting. Mr. Speaker, however, I reiterate that there are many advantages of AI, unlike compared to the disadvantages of the same. For example, Mr. Speaker, in the AI automates repetitive tasks. That means they will reduce the errors that are usually caused by human beings when carrying out the same tasks. And Mr. Speaker, I beg to be protected from Senator Cherargei's interruption with Senator Kajwang.
Since you are well protected by the chair, Senator Kajwang and Senator Cherargei. I thought you were sitting together. How are you interrupting the honorable senator from where you are sitting?
They are conversing so loudly across the floor, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, apart from the reduction in the human error, we also have the reliability of the fact that with the automative operation of AI, we are able to have a 24-hour service in offices, for example, where you need customer care services, where we have seen also revolution in the health sector, whereby you have patients asking direct questions and then getting immediate proactive answers right there. And therefore, it also leads to a cost efficiency. Mr. Speaker, the operational cost is also reduced. When it comes to the employment sector, if a firm, for example, has to employ 20 people, AI can take care of that task in a matter of minutes. The downside of that is that it will lead to very few people having jobs, and that is going to limit my fellow youth in job acquisition. Mr. Speaker, the other advantage of AI is in handling dangerous tasks. For example, when it comes to factories that operate under very hazardous environments, we are able to employ AI, and that reduces the risk against human beings. However, it will be very important, like I said yesterday, Mr. Speaker, that we first of all ensure that our countries are very aggressive in ensuring that we have coverage across the whole country, to ensure we have enough internet accessibility, electricity connectivity across the whole country, so that those of us from very remote parts of this country are not disadvantaged when the world is moving way ahead. We are left behind because, first of all, we do not even have phones, because our areas are not connected, and we do not have power and internet to be able to ensure efficient communication across the globe and to catch up with the rest of the world. Madam Speaker, there has been also advancement in the medical sector, whereby we have AI coming up with solutions that aggressively before human beings are even able to know, or professional and qualified doctors are able to arrive at these solutions, Madam Speaker. And I think it's a very good thing to incorporate AI in the medical sector, the business sector, the education sector, and every other sector that will ensure rapid empowerment of our people. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I have a communication. I would like to acknowledge the presence in the public gallery this afternoon of visiting teachers and students from Uruku Girls Senior School in Meru County. The delegation comprises 2 teachers and 47 students who are in the Senate for a one-day academic exposition. Honorable Senators, in our usual tradition of receiving and welcoming visitors to Parliament, I extend a warm welcome to them, and on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, wish them a fruitful visit. I thank you. I'd like to request the Honorable DS. Do you want to invite, to welcome the school to the Senate?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to welcome the gracious ladies from Oruko Girls Secondary School in South Imenti constituency, Nkwene Ward, and Meru County. This is a school which is very, very known to me. I really served them as a member of parliament for 10 years, and we really worked in good partnership with the principal then. So I'm really grateful that they are here. Actually, I didn't know that they are on the public gallery, only that I learned the communication as I was chairing the session. So I want to welcome you to the Senate. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, which I serve as your senator and also have a responsibility as the Deputy Speaker of the Senate. I'm very glad that you have been here when I was managing the House. And when you go back to Meru, you tell the Meru community that the Kaduri Morongi is a good manager, a good speaker, who is never intimidated when he is doing his duty. And you know, for the 10 years that I served you, I really strongly supported your school. We did so many projects there, and I'm glad that you are here. I will find an opportunity to visit you again. Even though I left the constituency, I work closely with the Member of Parliament, and Dr. Chandra MP, Honorable Dr. Chandra Kimwiti. I will come to visit you personally in the next and during the next term, second term, so that we can interact, we can mingle, we can really have some good time there. And you know, even now, before you leave, I want to see you behind this house, you know, the other side. So I'm coming there to say to you and to appreciate you. Thank you for the two teachers or three who are here and the students. So work hard. We say in Kiswahili, bindi yako litakusaidia. So it is you, work hard, don't follow the mob psychology when you're in school. Just do your personal commitment to get the best grades that will make you even to become senators and very great people, girls in this republic. So thank you very much. Karibuni sana, and may God bless you as you do your career path.
Senator Kajwang, what's your point of order?
Honestly,
just give him the mic.
Can I? Yes. Okay. Madam Speaker, the Deputy Speaker is a custodian of rules and procedures in this House. And he is aware that when you're speaking in this House, you address the chair. You don't address the gallery. Is the Deputy Speaker in order to address the gallery to the point of pointing at the young students in as much as he's passionate about their coming to the Senate, because they must also go back knowing that this is a house of rules, this is a house of procedure, this is a house of order, and the custodian is none other than the Senator for Meru as the Deputy Speaker. Should the Deputy Speaker address the chair in as much as he's welcoming the delegation?
You know,
Honorable DS, I have not given you an opportunity to speak yet. Honorable Kajwang, yes, I need to ask you to respond to the point of order. He did actually, he addressed me in the point of order that you are out of order, and I am speaking before you to come to your aid. Honorable Kajwang, there is some level of acceptable excitement given that the school is from his place. So DS, in the remainder of your speech, which you should finalize in 30 seconds, please address the chair.
Honorable Chair, when you gave me the mic, I really recognized you and said thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. But you know, I'm passionate with this school. So that is why I'm really looking at the eyes of these girls, because I really want them to become the best model at school. And Honorable Speaker, these girls and the teachers have not complained. And I know even when they travel back to Meru, they will not be complaining in that bus or the van they are using. Because I'm passionately speaking to them and encouraging them to be the best in this country. So, Senator Kajwang, instead of even maybe seeking for time.
Order, Senator Diaz, don't address Senator Kajwang. You've made your point. Finalize your address today.
Honorable Speaker, what Senator Kajwang could be seeking to do is to request even for 1 minute to still encourage these girls, instead of interrupting a very flowing message from the Senator for Meru, who is speaking
Please
on behalf of these
finalize. You are
girls.
on overtime now.
Can you give him 1 minute to encourage them, Honorable Speaker?
You may encourage the students for 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, thank you. And I want to thank the Deputy Speaker for lobbying on my behalf. It has become habitual that when students come from a certain county, it's only the senator of that county that welcomes them. We must encourage the students that they belong to a country called Kenya, that students from Kirinyaga can be welcomed by the senator from Migori, and that students from Samburu can be welcomed by the senator from Kisii. That way, they go back having known who the senator for those other areas are. Nonetheless, Madam Speaker, I'd like to welcome the delegation, the young ladies, and I want to encourage them that the ladies who are sitting in this house, some of them, if you look at their photos when they were young, they were worse off than the girls that are there. And so, even them, they can shine, they can rise to become senators, they can rise to sit on the Speaker's chair, they can rise to be great leaders in this republic. But also, to remind the young ladies, Madam Speaker, that political leadership is not the only leadership available. You can be a leader in the profession, you can be a leader in church, you can be a leader in business, you can be a leader in very many facets. So let it not be taken that if you are not elected, then you are a leader. You are not a leader. So I want to encourage the delegation, I want to encourage the teachers, and also to affirm that one of the most diligent and orderly senators in this House happens to be the senator for Meru, the distinguished Deputy Speaker. And I hope that they can emulate the Speaker, that they can also emulate some of the female members of this House, Senator Sige, Senator Miraj, Senator Ezena, our mom from Machakos, our mom from Bungoma, and our big sister, Senator Veronica. Sorry, Senator Kavindwa said we should not refer to her as mom, but we take her as such. She's still a Gen Z, so on behalf of the female members of the Senate, I want to welcome the delegation, the young girls from the school in Meru. Thank you.
Back to order number 23, John Kenywa, you may speak. Senator John Kenywa. You are listed to contribute to the... you don't have to. If you are not ready, I can go to the next.
Madam Speaker, that was the concern that was raised by Senator Medho concerning me and him, that we were not given opportunity to comment on what we wanted to comment. Thank you, Madam Chair.
No, I think we've now bypassed. We have now moved on to order number 23. I'm only calling those who are contributing to the motion, please. What is your issue, Senator Mudhama?
And Madam Speaker, you know, some of these statements were very crucial, like the Nairobi one. It pours water into Athi River, and that water goes all the way to Thwake, which is drunk by the people of Makueni, Kitui, and everywhere else. And we really wanted to comment and to talk to it, Madam Speaker.
Senator
because
Kavindu,
NEMA
please
people
sit.
should take charge. And
Sister Kavindu, Senator Kavindu, please. Now, the House is organized by the order paper, and I would like to request that senators respect that. We have already moved away from the statements. We are now on order number 23. So if you had logged in and you do not want to speak to the motion on report of the procedures of the Artificial Intelligence Conference, please just log out. Let me finish what I'm saying, please. So can all the senators who do not want to speak and had logged in to log out so that I can pick the ones who need to speak? So we have Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to contribute to this very important motion, which is a report on the proceedings of the Artificial Intelligence Conference on the role of Parliament in shaping the future and of a responsible artificial intelligence. This conference, Madam Speaker, was held in Kuala Lumpur last year, November last year, in Malaysia. Madam Speaker, this is a very, very important motion because AI, which in full is artificial intelligence, is a very, very important area as far as our human development is concerned. And therefore, Parliament must perform its role as a driving force. Madam Speaker, I want to say that in late mid-90s, thereabout, when I was among the very few lucky students to be the first cohort of students to do a BSc course in computer science, when we were being taught about artificial intelligence and related subjects like expert systems, natural language processing, and all that. It was that time, it was very theoretical, and by then, AI had not advanced. But we were being told that in future, AI is going to really control a lot of our life processes. Mr. Speaker, I'm glad that it never took long. In less than 20 years.
Sotsi, it is Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, sorry, you know, we are used to, so, Madam Speaker, I really respect you a lot. So let me recognize you as Madam Speaker. So I was explaining that that time, these things looked like futuristic. But now, Madam Speaker, this has become a reality. And the world has to catch up with the innovation and the technology around AI. We have no choice, Mr. Speaker. I have heard some people saying that we need to stop the use of AI. We cannot stop using AI, Madam Speaker. We can only regulate AI. And the faster we understand that, the better. And the primary body that is going to ensure that countries benefit in an appropriate manner from AI is parliaments, our parliaments. I know, Madam Speaker, that a lot of initiatives have been undertaken, including the National AI Strategy for 2025-2030 that was launched last year, Madam Speaker. I think that was a good initiative. What is needed is now the strategy to be implemented. Madam Speaker, we have a challenge in this country that most of the ICT-related strategies and plans are merely done on paper, but nothing happens after that, Madam Speaker. And if we dull, or if we do very little about AI in this country, AI is going to catch up with us. And maybe it will catch up with us in the wrong way, negatively. Because, Madam Speaker, AI has both positive benefits and also, if it is not utilized well, there are also negative benefits. And it is important that we have to put in place appropriate laws, appropriate regulations to drive this. I know that there are initiatives to bring artificial intelligence bill before this House, and I think that if this Parliament is very keen to help in addressing AI issues, one of the bills that needs to be fast-tracked by this House is the artificial intelligence bill. Most importantly, even as we approach the election, Madam Speaker, if we are not careful, AI is going to be a major factor in our election. It happened in many other countries, in the US and other countries that have been affected by misapplication of AI in politics. And already you can begin to see that some of those applications are now being undertaken in social media. So we really need to fast-track this bill, and not just in politics, in all aspects of life, Madam Speaker. AI is going to either affect us negatively or positively. Madam Speaker, even as we talk about AI, there are basics that needs to be done, Madam Speaker. And one of the basics that this country is lagging behind in doing is data management. Madam Speaker, in this technology-driven world, a country that does not invest in data will have its own, it will blame itself, Madam Speaker. The next big investment, global investment, after oil, is data, Madam Speaker. And that's why you see serious countries like US are investing a lot of resources in acquiring data, Madam Speaker. You saw the other day when someone came and was taking people's personal details, and there was a lot of noise around, but you know, that is the way the world is going. People are fighting to access data. People are fighting to protect data. So the issue of data sovereignty is very important. And I am concerned that this country does not take the matter of data seriously. We must organize our data, otherwise other people are going to use our data and apply AI to our disadvantage, Madam Speaker. In this world, Madam Speaker, we should not be struggling to generate data. For example, we are now doing voter registration. Why do we need to go through all that tedious process, Madam Speaker? When we are capturing data for our students when they are in primary, when they are in secondary, we are capturing data when people are born, we are capturing data when people have died, we are capturing all manner of data. Why can't we have an integrated infrastructure to manage for us that data? So that when we want to get a voter register, Madam Speaker, we do not have to spend billions of shillings, Madam Speaker, to generate a voter list, which ends up being faulty, Madam Speaker. Having dead people there, having people who are not even of age. So, Madam Speaker, data management should be one of the prerequisites of our efforts and investment around AI. The other thing is, of course, regulations which I've talked about. We need to have proper laws and regulations around artificial intelligence. We also need to invest in people, Madam Speaker. Investing in people is important. I talked about that yesterday. that investing in skilled workforce will be one of the prerequisites of us benefiting from artificial intelligence, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, sorry. Madam Speaker, innovation also, appropriate innovation, appropriate infrastructure in this country. We have been told many stories about what is going to be done to have a super highway, Madam Speaker, and it is taking ages. We are not seeing that infrastructure. We want to have a proper ICT infrastructure in all our counties so that we can be able to take advantage of the benefits that comes with artificial intelligence. And if I may venture a little bit, when we talk about artificial intelligence, there are other things that also come with artificial intelligence. When I was in the class of computer science, we were taught something called natural language processing, where machines are going to generate and understand human languages, like Kiswahili, like Kiluya, like English and others. That is where we are heading to. Machines being able to understand our languages. And even when we had a discussion in this house about the gadgets that we are having here, Madam Speaker, allow me to talk about them. These gadgets that we are having here are gadgets that should not really be in a modern day parliament, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this gadget here has no internet access. This gadget is not connected to any network. We want a scenario where a member is seated here and can access the library, Madam Speaker. I can access the library, I can read the reports, and that will enrich my contribution. This gadget here, all it does is just a voting machine, Madam Speaker. This is not what we called for. This is not what we wanted, Madam Speaker. Something has to be done. And even this gadget is not AI compliant, Madam Speaker. We want a gadget that we can speak to in any language and it will translate. And a lot of our friends here, like Mudigi, will understand that better, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Senator Kajuang, what's the point of order?
Madam Speaker, imputing improper motive on part of members of this House, particularly the commissioners who are responsible for the procurement of these gadgets, is disorderly conduct. Madam Speaker, is my good friend Senator Osotsi in order to impute improper motive and go further to try and demand that these gadgets do things that his phone can do? If he can't afford a phone with internet access, with AI assistance, he should tell us. Because there's no need for us to procure equipment or gadgets, and yet our phones are already doing that. Madam Speaker, let it not go on record that we feel that our commissioners have let us down on this particular one.
Point of order.
Senator Kajuang, I don't think the Senator Osotsi mentioned any commissioner. And I think he made a fair point about the capabilities of the equipment that we have. So I will rule that point of order out of order itself.
Yeah, thank you. I know Mr. Honorable Kajuang is my friend and he's also an expert.
No, just proceed.
In this industry. And Madam Speaker, what I was saying, that we need a better equipment than this. Because what we had was even better than what we have now. And I wonder why the replacement had to be done. So this is a call we are making, and before you came on the seat, Madam Speaker, this debate had been in this House. My good friend Cherargei raised this matter, and many other members raised. We want to get value for money for what we invest in. The best infrastructure we would have here what is called unified communication equipment, which I can even access my email and even connect to my phone, Madam Speaker, and do many other things. So there is a lot that needs to be done. Madam Speaker, I was just explaining that in the context of AI, that even this parliament must be AI compliant. Must be AI compliant. Otherwise, if we are not AI compliant, some people, one day, someone standing here called Osoti, AI Osoti, will make a presentation. Let me allow my friend Eddie to...
I have not even asked for it. You wait for the speaker to speak and then you... Do you want to be informed by Senator Eddie?
I want to be informed by Senator Eddie Okech.
Madam Speaker, my point of information is on this gadget that you're using here, because I've taken a quick audit action, and I'm disappointed that the Senator of Omabi was questioning my good friend Senator Osotsi in terms of functionability of this particular system. Madam Speaker, if you look at this system, number one, it doesn't have a simple word processor. I wanted to inform him so I can know that this system has no simple word processor, so that even if you're doing note-taking and writing down and you wanted to take some notes and write and interact, you can be able to do it as a senator. In this House, Madam Speaker, we have had situations where senators have to travel abroad, and when they travel abroad, they are invited to vote and engage online, Madam Speaker. This system, we are not seeing capabilities, Madam Speaker, of e-parliament software that we are demanded for. I'm just informing Senator Sosi. Madam Speaker, this system, if you look at the conferencing and voting system facility, it is only the voting system that has been given here. But the conferencing facility that can even allow for interface during committee of the whole meeting is not in this system, Madam Speaker. And I'm just informing Senator Sosi. Madam Speaker,
Senator Eddie, I will now call you out of order. Please have your seat. You are actually no longer informing, because Senator Osotsi already has presented the information that this system does not do all those things that you're talking about. He didn't mention them in detail as you did, but from what he said, we can infer that the gadget cannot do what you're saying.
Madam
so
Speaker,
please sit down.
I'm just requesting, Madam Speaker, if you allow that.
Please sit down. Ask to speak on it later.
No, I'm just concluding.
Okay, quickly. One
Madam Speaker,
minute, and it had better be information. Don't expound on what he has told us.
Yeah, so I'm just informing the speaker of the floor that is the chair of CPIC. So you can as well request to further audit this system for the purposes of our understanding, and to call the commissioner to order if the system is not adequate enough. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
That is also not information you are adding to the confirmation. Senator Osotsi, proceed, please.
So, Madam Speaker, if I may continue, that AI, we must prepare for it. If we don't prepare for AI, AI will prepare us, and it will prepare us negatively. And that's why I'm calling upon the government to take this matter seriously. And not just the government, it starts with us here. Can we fast track the artificial intelligence bill in this House so that we have it in law? We develop the appropriate regulations, Madam Speaker, and we also look at the other factors that may affect AI, like data issues, data sovereignty issues, and infrastructural issues, and even the other related laws, Madam Speaker, like the law on computer misuse and cybercrime, which remains to be one of the laws that has not been very well implemented in this country. The Data Protection Act, Madam Speaker, remains largely unimplemented, and I think a lot can be done by the relevant offices, the Office of the Data Protection and the ICT Ministry. Madam Speaker, this is a wake-up call, and I hope that many such conferences can be held so that it will educate our parliamentarians on the need to fast track policies, programs, and laws around artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is what is going to determine the success or failure of nations. And the next big wars will not be fought militarily, it will be fought through ventures like artificial intelligence. So every country must be on the watch, every country must prepare, and my concern is that developing countries like Kenya must take into account this need and prepare adequately for this innovation push through AI, so that we can protect our citizens from the dangers that come with AI, and also the benefit that also comes with the AI technology. Mr. Speaker.
Senator Sige.
I thank you very much, Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to make comments on the report on the conference held in Kuala Lumpur that discussed in detail the importance of responsible artificial intelligence. Madam Speaker, I would like to focus my submission on the juncture between artificial intelligence and the safety of women, particularly the rise in GBV, or TFGBV, which means technology-facilitated gender-based violence. And Speaker, I hope that this will be useful for the House and the public to hear, particularly off the back of the conference, the Commission of the Status of Women conference that yourself and others in this House attended alongside many other women stakeholders across Kenya and also the CSO community in New York just last week. Speaker, for me, Speaker, technology has been almost equal to giving me sight itself. It's been very useful. But I also see that for women, especially, tech is causing more problems than ever before. Sexual harassment, defamation, hate speech, cyberbullying, cyber violence, abductions through location tracking, and any online behavior that demeans, frightens, or causes harm is abusive and used in AI. When the focus is on someone else, Speaker, people may laugh it off as just harmless fun. But one day, the internet might turn on you as well. Technology-facilitated gender-based violence through AI, which is TFGBV, is absolutely everyone's problem. So when we see it, make sure that you don't support it and put a stop to it by saying something. Speaker, I had a very good conversation as we went and traveled to New York for the CSW conference with the country director of UN Women, Antonia Sodono. And she gave me a lot of very rich information and data that I think would be extremely useful for the House to consider when reading this report. Madam Speaker, she told us that globally, at least 1 in 3 women experience emotional or sexual or physical violence in their lifetime. The data reveals the widespread nature of violence against women, which continues to be underreported all across Kenya and the world, because not all forms of violence are captured. Digitalization has exacerbated existing forms of violence, Speaker, and led to the proliferation of new forms, including image-based abuse, deep fakes, gender disinformation, and coordinated harassment of women on the internet and using technology.
Gender-based violence is not only a grave violation of human rights, it's immeasurable and has a substantial economic drain on Kenya's development. NGEC, the National Gender Equality Commission, had a study 10 years ago in 2016 and estimated that at the time, GBV was costing the Kenyan economy approximately 46 billion annually, which is equivalent to about 1.1% of our GDP. She also told us the survivors and their families bear significant direct costs, including medical expenses, averaging at the time of the report 16,000 per incident, that's 1,000, alongside all types of legal costs, and even more alarming is the productivity losses that we face. Serious injuries facing an average losses of 223,000 shillings, while premature mortality neared 4 million per case, Speaker. At the national level, she also told us the productivity losses alone were estimated at over 33 billion annually in Kenya. These are resources diverted from households, enterprises, from national growth. These are funds that could otherwise be invested in education and healthcare and infrastructure in the country, as well as innovation, if we were to end violence against women, especially online. It's not only constitutional, it is an economic necessity for Kenya's prosperity, says lots of data across the country. Speaker, at the national level, these were already at the time billions of shillings diverted away from investment in education, like I said, in health, in infrastructure, innovation, because of unchecked violence against women, in physically and also online. And it continues now with the rise of AI. But the economic consequences, Speaker, do not stop at household or public systems. You will know this as a proponent for ending GBV yourself. Our joint engagement with the private sector through the partnership with the Global Compact Network Kenya, which is IFC, and also the UN Women itself, has demonstrated that gender-based violence and TFGBV is also a systemic business risk, Speaker. In Kenya's agricultural value chain, workplaces with high prevalence of harassment and violence have recorded productivity losses equivalent to 5 to 7% of our annual revenue. That is a massive amount, Speaker. Conversely, companies that introduce structured safeguarding systems on AI and GBV reduce this by up to 71%, alongside improvements and absenteeism
Order
at
senators
workflows.
at the back who are speaking, please let's hear Senator Sige in silence.
Thank you very much, Speaker, for protecting me. This is extremely important information, Speaker, and I do hope and I beseech members, especially the men, who may not be privy to these kinds of statistics, to listen keenly. Speaker, this evidence is clear that GBV prevention as well as TFGBV is not charity, it's risk mitigation. It is workforce stability, and it is market resilience across the country. Ending violence against women, digitally or otherwise, therefore, is not only a social justice obligation, Speaker, it is also sound macroeconomic policy and business strategy. This is why access to justice must remain central to our national response. And that's why we're saying AI needs to be safe. When we can use it safely, then and use it to access support from courts and as well as survivor-centered support, we do more than uphold rights. We will stabilize families, protect livelihoods, mental health, and strengthen institutions across our country. Speaker, Kenya has already laid very strong foundations through its constitutional legislative reforms. and as well as national gender frameworks. The task before us is implementation now at scale. If we reduce gender-based violence and TFGBV, which is online through AI, we reduce suffering. We also release billions back into productive sectors, Speaker. We strengthen our workforces. We also build investor confidence across the country. We accelerate inclusive growth, and so much more. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say that Kenya's progress in electoral reform towards AI is commendable, but democratic maturity lies in the meaningful participation in public life, and that means safe AI, especially now that we're approaching 2027 elections. Strengthening all of what I have said and what we have in this report on AI will be essential to safeguarding women's leadership and public trust. AI, as has been said, is a double-edged sword. It can be used for or against the growth and governance of this country. Inclusive democracy is stronger democracy, Speaker, is what I'm saying. And I hope that this report, as we really consider it seriously, we take it upon ourselves to look through the policies and legislations that it can support and it can strengthen so that AI is responsible, it is safe, it is affordable, and it does what it was meant to do, which was to support the human race and the growth of all of our jurisdictions. I thank you.
Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you through you, Senator Crystal Asige. That was very deep and incisive and precise. And as men, I want to assure her we have learned a lot. And some of us are gender champions. So you always have our support. And I agree that, Madam Speaker, on this report in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, I think we went last time as a committee chairperson, liaison committee to Kuala Lumpur, KL, and it's Malaysia is a very good city. I'm happy that in this report that has been presented by Senator Enoch Wambua on artificial intelligence conference that was convened on IPU and Commonwealth CPA, Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, that the issue of AI, Madam Speaker, is now becoming a serious concern. Madam Speaker, we are living in, there was an agrarian revolution during agrarian industrial age, information age. Madam Speaker, we are now in digital age and we cannot run away from AI. Madam Speaker, the artificial intelligence is here to live with us, and I want to agree with my colleagues who have indicated that AI play a critical role in gender, in parliament, in democracy, in elections. And you remember the case of Precambrian during the 2017 analytic Cambrica, even the evolution of AI has been very steady. Madam Speaker, it has to note that artificial intelligence also is being used in war. You have noted, Madam Speaker, that even the ongoing war between Iran and America, artificial intelligence is being used largely. So AI will become part and parcel of our lives. Madam Speaker, I want to say also I was surprised in last year when I appeared before the panel when I was presenting my thesis at the LLM in the University of Nairobi. I was impressed by the lecturers, panelists who allowed me to use AI. I remember, Madam Speaker, when I was in my undergraduate, AI or anything to use internet was considered Mwakenya. You could not use because it was not allowed. But now, even in academics, Madam Speaker, you are being allowed to use AI. And even I want to appeal to colleagues that even AI, Madam Speaker, you can do research, you can do bill drafting. And I think what this meeting, Madam Speaker, in Kuala Lumpur on AI, artificial intelligence of parliament, is that as a parliament, we must take leadership. But Madam Speaker, it is premature to come up with a bill on AI. We should just restrict ourselves to AI policy, as my colleague has referred to, because AI is evolutionary. It will continue to be evolutionary going into the future. Madam Speaker, I want to say also, as a country, we are the leaders in usage of internet, followed by Nigeria and South Africa in the continent. And that is a very significant, Madam Speaker, because artificial intelligence must be used to address in parliament, in leadership, in public participation, in elections, in gender. And I think in this report, my sister, Senator Crystal, has captured ably on the role of AI and gender, Madam Speaker. Even in the use of oversight, the use of democracy. Madam Speaker, these are issues that we can, and I want to confirm, I heard my colleague who alluded that the Kenyan government has done something, but I want to inform the House that the projection is by 2027, we would have laid 100,000 kilometers worth of fiber cable across the country. That means there will be connectivity of internet and the usage of internet that will spur and allow the usage of AI, Madam Speaker. It has to come to attention of this House that, Madam Speaker, under the broad-based government, we have been able to have ICT hubs across 290 constituencies. And the future is that we must have an ICT labs in 1,150 wards across the country so that the young people can have opportunity, Madam Speaker. I agree with you, Madam Speaker, that as a country, we don't have enough job opportunities for the young people. Madam Speaker, you have heard, we had a discussion, a very hot discussion on the usage of Nyota, on the issue of Hustler Fund. Madam Speaker, we want to create opportunities for young people. Not all young people can get Nyota funds. Not all young people can get Hustler funds. Not all young people can go Kasi Maju, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, not all young people can be employed. We must be a fact. And I heard yesterday, Madam Speaker, when you were contributing about during your time in the university. And those times were very interesting, that you used to eat sausage and eggs, and you used to get allowances. I'm surprised. And buttered bread, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you live like Cherargei children in your time in the university, Madam Speaker. And even buying a boombox radio, or what was the name? I know Senator Veronica Maina can inform me, because you are in that era of enjoying good things, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you are like Cherargei babies, Madam Speaker, which we didn't have advantage. As you finish school and you join what we call KTN, Kenya Tamaking Network. During your era, you used to do interview before even being employed. You know where you are going to work, Madam Speaker. But because of baby boom, because of population increment, Madam Speaker, we have to live with reality. And one of the ways to give opportunity, and I want to thank, Madam Speaker, I rarely give accolades, but I want to thank the county government of Nairobi, because they have allowed young people to do their content creation, to do the videos, to do shorts, Madam Speaker, on the streets of Nairobi. I was going with the minority leader somewhere yesterday, and young people are allowed to do their TikTok videos, to do their content creation, to do their films. And I think I want to appeal, Madam Speaker, all counties must give young people without charging anything to use the cities and towns to shoot their content, Madam Speaker. Because the future is in internet, we can create opportunities, Madam Speaker. My third point, Madam Speaker, I have heard, I know this proposal might not sit well with a number of people. Madam Speaker, we are aware, and allow me with the indulgence, that Nico Kadi, even me, Cherargei, Nico Kadi, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to IEBC to also use the possibility of artificial intelligence, Madam Speaker. That is why, Madam Speaker, there was a proposal that when you are born in this country, you must be issued a security number. It would have been easy to register our children in school, to register for national identity card, to register for elections, Madam Speaker. I am aware for a couple of almost 10 years, 34.1 or plus million Kenyans have been issued with the current generation of identification card, Madam Speaker. Why is it that we have people who do not have or cannot be voters in this country? And the Constitution, you are a senior lawyer in this country, Madam Speaker, the Constitution provides for political rights, that each and every Kenyan must have a right to participate in political process, Madam Speaker. And I'm aware, Madam Speaker, you are having special delegates conference tomorrow of ODM, one of the largest political parties in this country, and we wish you well as you put your house into proper perspective, Madam Speaker. We must allow Kenyans to enjoy their political rights. And the only way, why don't the IEBC, in this during voter registration of Nico Kadi, why don't they allow the use of artificial intelligence? So that I am sad, Madam Speaker, with this day and era, that young people are queuing, long queues, Madam Speaker, to register as voters. And that one that discourages. Madam Speaker, you have to appreciate this generation, a generation that they are like instant coffee. They want their things chap-chap, faster, faster. Sorry for using that. They want their things to be done faster, Madam Speaker. How do we integrate artificial intelligence in the usage of elections, in registration, in voting, in management of elections, Madam Speaker? I am cognizant that you have been a very key member in ODM, especially in the issues of management of elections and even the management of ODM party. Madam Speaker, we must integrate the use of artificial intelligence in, and I know my colleagues or people who do not have a similar political affiliation might think that we are saying this to propose or to allow rigging. Madam Speaker, in fact, this one will eradicate rigging. Because if you use AI, in my polling station at Chapter 8 Primary School, Mosoriat Lelmokwangejek Ward, Chesumei constituency, Nandi County, by the time I vote, Madam Speaker, it will be known I have voted. It will be easy. And the era of rigging of elections, the era of mismanagement of elections can be finished with artificial intelligence, Madam Speaker, because they are on time, they are efficient, they are prompt, and they are verifiable and simple as per the tenets of the Constitution, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, another point, we as a parliament, we must take, and I have noted in the report, we must also use AI to improve oversight. Madam Speaker, we sit as PAC, Public Accounts Committee. I know you sit as the Vice Chair of the Devolution Committee. You try and look at the projects in Kakamega. You know, the last time I saw you separating people who are almost going physical, Madam Speaker, and the Bible says, happy are those who are called peacemakers, because they will be called the children of God, and I know you are one of them. I saw you were struggling to look at the projects. As a Public Accounts Committee, when we sit, how do we verify the projects in Bungoma, in Mombasa, in Muranga, in your county, Madam Speaker? I know you come from all those 5 counties. You are the senator of the entire Western Kenya. The projects in Western Kenya, Madam Speaker, how do we know if we cannot quantify and use AI as a parliament to do oversight, to do representation, to do public participation, to do democracy, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, even the issue of political parties, Madam Speaker, you have to appreciate tomorrow, as the United Democratic Alliance Party, we shall be having nomination of Emurua Digiri constituency in Narok County. You know, Madam Speaker, we lost our colleague, the Egnima, the indefiable, Honorable Johanna Ngeno Ngong, Madam Speaker, through a tragic air crash in Nandi County a couple of weeks. So tomorrow, Madam Speaker, will be going for nomination. The parties must start using AI for efficiency. So this issue of stuffing ballot papers must stop. And I'm happy that UDA, Madam Speaker, we did 3 weeks ago using the gadgets, and I know ODM, you are the first one you use it in your nomination in 2022. Madam Speaker, we want that efficient so that the people of Emurua Digiri constituency, as they go tomorrow to give us a UDA nominee candidate, be it Mheshimiwa David Keter Dollar Line or Bernard Ngeno, famously known as Blue, or any other candidate who will be nominated as a UDA nominee and a broad-based government candidate, Madam Speaker, we should be able, the people of Emurua Digiri should be able, this is our choice. And I'm speaking, Madam Speaker, knowing that the People Secretary General of UDA, Madam Veronica Maina, Senator, is following, and she's the one who said, so that when the people of Emurua Digiri, Madam Speaker, go to elections, they will get their candidate that rightfully belongs to them, Madam Speaker. And I want to appeal to the people of Emurua Digiri that they should maintain peace. They should be aware that tomorrow's UDA nominations will be free, fair, and we will get the best, may the best candidate win, be it either Mheshimiwa David Keter, known as Dollar Line, or Mheshimiwa Bernard Ngeno, known as Blue, and any other candidate, Madam Speaker. So I want to appeal. The use of AI should be ensured that political parties also use for efficiency, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you and me have participated in many elections, and we know the danger of especially nominations in political parties. You find the wrong candidate is given nomination, and the right candidate is, and that is why in 2022, there were emergence of many independent candidates, because most of the nominations were bungled, Madam Speaker. The only way for political parties to come out is to use AI, Madam Speaker. Finally, because I've seen my time is fast spent, is on the issue of data protection, data sovereignty, Madam Speaker, and privacy. We can also use AI, and I want to appeal to Data Commission. Madam Speaker, it interests you that, are you aware, most hospitals are poor in data protection. They expose the privacy of most of our patients. I saw the Office of the Auditor General report in Maraba Sub-County in Nandi, in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, in Mosoria Sub-County Hospital, in Chepteroi Level 4. One of the key issues in most of our hospitals, including Kenyatta National Hospital, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Referral Hospital, the famous Russian in Kisumu, Madam Speaker, is most of them, Madam Speaker, their only flag that the OAG has flagged them is that the data protection is very weak. And that is what we have noted at County Public Accounts, Madam Speaker. So we want to appeal that the use of AI should only be used in parliaments. We want to appeal to county assemblies, the county assemblies across the country, to also integrate AI for the efficiency of representation, oversight, public participation, Madam Speaker, and lawmaking, Madam Speaker. I know the issue of gender, which you are very passionate about it. I'm aware, Madam Speaker, even gender-based violence. And I want to agree with what Senator Asige said. He forgot to mention a lady called Mercy Claire, who an estranged lover poured an acid on her face, Madam Speaker. While we thank former Governor Mike Sonko for standing with her, it is unfortunate, and I want to appeal to all men. Ukiachwa, achika. Including Rigathi Gachagua, Madam Speaker. That is the point, that, Madam Speaker, if you have left, there is no need to destroy the face of a beautiful girl, Madam Speaker. Even if you paid school fees. Who told you to pay school fees? Are you the parent? Hata kama alikula fair. We condemn, Madam Speaker, the pouring of acid to that Mercy Claire, and we wish her well, and she will continue singing for the Lord because she sings in SDA choir. With many remarks, Madam Speaker, I beg to support this report of AI before this House. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Okia Okoiti Andrew Omtata, Senator for Busia.
Madam Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to contribute in support of this report. AI has been with us for a very long time. I remember the first time I encountered a mathematical calculator. It mesmerized me how it could be done, that a machine could be adding figures and giving answers and could be answering all that. And so, but all along, we have positioned ourselves as consumers. My pitch would be that we think of moving Kenya from being the Silicon Savannah to being the AI capital of Africa. Madam Speaker, Kenya is associated with innovations like M-Pesa. We have a young, dynamic population. And recently, the government launched the National AI Strategy 2025-2030. That was in March 2025 last year. We must now develop a vision to become Africa's leading hub for AI model innovation, research and development, and commercialization. And also doing so while driving inclusive growth. We must begin looking at things, emerging technologies like advanced generative AI, edge computing, and the like, so that we position ourselves in that space that has opened up in solution provision. If you look at, we missed out on the heavy industry that took place. Countries like Yemen in the Asian tigers seized the moment in the 60s, became world-class manufacturers, global factories for the world, and they made money, and the populations became rich. We cannot compare ourselves with countries in Asia whom we were richer than, when they embraced the developmental model, whereby the state collects taxes to provide goods and services that improve the livelihoods of the people. The state is not just a taxing agency. So, as we move forward, we must execute the national AI strategy with urgency and accountability, Madam Speaker. The AI, we need things like an AI council with clear takeaways, with clear targets that we can invest in to make sure that this country becomes a smart nation. There's no point in looking at only the negative side, that AI is likely to do this, AI is likely to do the other. AI leadership is impossible without massive, affordable, computational power. Currently, Kenya's high-performance computing capacities are underdeveloped and expensive, leading to a reliance on foreign hyperscalers that compromises sovereignty and innovation speed. This is where Kenya's unique advantage, a grid powered by over 80% renewable energy, geothermal, wind, hydro, becomes a critical asset. Madam Speaker, we must fast track the public-private partnerships that can help us unlock the high potential that Tier 4 AI already facilitates. Madam Speaker, AI is an application. But it requires a talent pipeline and a reverse to the brain drain. The concept of taking our young people, the strong and able people, out in the name of exporting jobs should be curbed by creating conditions at home where that labor can be used to produce goods and services. Talent is a major bottleneck in the development of an AI hub in this country. Despite our having a savvy youth bulge, Kenya faces a serious shortage of specialized AI experts, and without a critical mass of researchers, engineers, and architects, the nation will remain a consumer of AI, not a creator. Because AI basically relies on the data that is fed into the system. So we must come up with even innovative things like creating apprenticeships in industry, whereby you can create a bridging between industry and academia to be able to develop the local capacity to generate homegrown solutions or homegrown AI products. We should also encourage Kenyans who have acquired these skills elsewhere to come back home, maybe give them some incentives to make them come back home. And we must identify the critical areas that feed into this pipeline in the education system, and maybe incentivize the areas by sponsoring government scholarships being offered to the most creative and brainy Kenyans to venture into this area. Ultimately, Madam Speaker, we must cease being consumers of what others have produced. AI is an industry where we can become producers. And beyond that, we have got the issues of designing chips and stuff like that are required to run these AI programs and stuff. We should also look at that sector of chip making and heavy computing. And all these things are within our grasp. So we must, as a nation, begin planning for the future. Beyond dropping attractive phrases, let us shift this planning. Some people are equipped to plan, people are equipped to organize, the technocrats we have in this country, and have less politics about it, and let us have things happening, things that we need to move ourselves forward. We must supercharge localized research and development, innovation and commercialization of the products that we shall be innovating. We must build proprietary models and products, not just using tools. Kenya has a vibrant startup scene, but it suffers from what they call a valley of death. That is between seed and funding and growth stage. Capital for deep tech AI is not there. What do we do to create that capital or to make it available to innovators so that they can come up with these products we need? Is it possible to have AI innovators program created in this country, whereby one that would combine government-backed research grants, regulatory sandboxes, and procurement preferences for local solutions? The government, as the largest buyer of services, can act as an anchor customer by mandating the public sector challenges. For example, you have seen e-Citizen. And I'm proud to say that e-Citizen was developed by young people from Busia. When you strip it of the trappings of corruption that have really captured it, it was a very innovative way to go. And it's a homegrown solution that has been borrowed in countries like Zimbabwe and wherever. So this young capacity is there. Let us see how we can invest in them and ensure that they are able to produce products that will put this country on a scale where we have today in the global world, in the West, where companies are many, many times richer than geographical states. And they are richer than that because they are engaging in cutting-edge, futuristic technologies. We cannot outspend the US or China, but we can outspecialize them by focusing AI deployment on sectors where it has a natural advantage. Kenya can solve existential local problems that have global relevance. So, Madam Speaker, I really would request this House and other aspects of government to see that we come up with a proper legal, policy, and financial framework for ensuring that AI in Kenya is not a catchphrase, it's not something that, not just words that we drop, but that AI is a future industry for this country, an area where we focus, with the energy we focus when we're looking for political offices, we focus there and ensure that we deliver this. An interesting aspect with Kenya is that we are very successful on the continent, not because that we export diamond or gold. No, we just export tea leaves and tea and coffee beans, mainly, and a bit of tourism. The main export for Kenya has been human resource. So let us look at our schools. Let us come up with curriculum that enable our schools to produce people who will be citizens of the global village of the future. Let us avoid embracing systems that build bridges back to the Stone Ages. Let us have our eyes focused on the stars. Let us have our eyes focused on the digital world and ensure that this country carries its weight. So our vision has the people. All it requires is strategy from government, and I would urge the government to invest in this emerging area and make sure we are not left behind by other countries. Make sure we are able, first of all, to carry our own weight, but most importantly, to be able to punch above our weight. Because the current world is a world whereby we are on our own. And the emerging world order is such that we must be able to stand on our feet, we must be able to innovate for ourselves, and we must be able to produce for ourselves. We cannot afford to be just mere consumers. We have consumed enough of other people's products, of other people's thoughts, of other people's researches. It's time we now invested in ourselves as people who can create, people who can innovate, people who can research, people who can design, and people who can launch products that other people are interested in. And we are able to conquer the global economy. We should be able to invest in basic infrastructure. We need a lot of power to power the AI revolution. We have got a lot of green energy in this country. We have a lot of geothermal power. Let us eliminate the corruption that is denying us to access the potential that the energy in this country gives us, so that we can have the capital we require to move forward. Let us deal with the people who steal from public assets. Let taxes work for us. Anybody stealing from public taxes must suffer dire consequences. Let us enforce the law. Let us transform the war from being the war on corruption to the war on corrupt.
Senator Thangwa, Karungo Thangwa, and Senator Thangwa, just to welcome you back to the House and to once more, on behalf of the House, just condole with you again on the loss of your mother. We know that is a profound loss, and karibu sana. You may now contribute.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. And from the onset, may I take this opportunity also to thank you and thank the Senate and the National Assembly members for the support they accorded me and my family during that difficult period where we were mourning our mother, and the Senate and the members of the National Assembly never left me and our family during that whole period until the day we laid our mother to rest on 16th of March 2026. And I also take this opportunity to thank the people of Kiambu and Kenya at large, and especially the people of Mitahato community. That is where I come from. Madam Speaker, the generosity, the support, and the prayers that we got as a family, we will live to remember, and that's why we went through this process very peacefully, because we were comforted by each and every person who came across or who came to us or even sent their messages, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, having said that, I would want to comment on the issue of AI and, of course, the issue of this report that is by the IPU and the members of this Senate, Madam Speaker, because AI is so dear to my heart. Actually, sometimes people call me the AI senator because I do support that we need as a House and as a country to support AI, artificial intelligence, Madam Speaker. And you know, sometimes people do not understand what is AI. And people think is this thing, big thing, that is creating images and videos that people are using to make fun of others. But Madam Speaker, AI has been there for a long, long time, but it has only been enhanced by inputting one of the parameters that are very important, that is reasoning. Because, Madam Speaker, a calculator, if you think of it, is AI, but the only thing that is not with a calculator is reasoning. because it has been fed data. It has been told 1 + 1 is 2. Even if you put 1 + 1 on a calculator, it will never give you any other figure. But now the AI that we are talking about now, Madam Speaker, it has the ability to reason. You can tell it what is 1 + 1 in this scenario, and then it is going to give you as per the data that has been provided. Madam Speaker, we have always been saying that in weddings and churches that 1 + 1 is 1. When people get married, 1 + 1 is 1. In mathematics, 1 + 1 we know is 2. But in some scenarios, we know 1 + 1 is 1, like in the weddings and all that, Madam Speaker. What I'm trying to say is that AI, Madam Speaker, is that computer program, or program that is able to learn, that is able to think, and is able to reason, just like a human being, or even better. With just a millisecond, the computer can be able to give you answers. But also, it's good to remember, Madam Speaker, that this information that you get from AI is data that has been fed to this AI. Just like we give a robot some commands, and they can only execute that command as per the data they have been given, Madam Speaker. Now, having understood that, I think it's a high time as a country. We should not rush to regulate AI. Instead, we should rush to enhance it so that people can understand it. Because there's no need of regulating something that we do not understand, or so many people do not understand. If you ask people now, and especially the political class, Madam Speaker, someone might think AI is a bad thing because of the images that have been shared online. We have seen images of some people in coffins. Some people have been taken to court because they have generated images of someone in coffin. And that is creativity, Madam Speaker, because you're not in it. It is creativity just like an artist who can do some of these things. But, Madam Speaker, what I'm trying to say in this essence, we should not regulate it because somebody generated an image that somebody might think it is an insult to someone. What we should think as a country, what do we do to enhance AI, to use AI in our hospitals, to use AI in our education curriculum? And, Madam Speaker, I do have a motion that is in the pipeline, Madam Speaker. I think it will be slotted some day to come, but it was there in the previous session, the fourth session, Madam Speaker. The motion that I have is to request the Ministry of Education and that of ICT to put AI education in our curriculum, Madam Speaker. Because if we do not bring up children who understand what AI is, if we tell them AI is for generation of images, that is what they will learn because that is what they are seeing online. But if we tell them this is artificial intelligence that can be used to solve so many things, from research, Madam Speaker, and of course from health issues, education issues, everything when it comes to even running this government, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I always ask, and I believe you're going to agree with me, why is education not free, completely free in this country? And I was trying to do some math to understand where is the cost for education. Because for education, Madam Speaker, you need a learner, that is the person who is supposed to be in class. You need a teacher, you need a classroom, and you need books. You need 4 things, or the tools that are required, Madam Speaker. In our case, as a country, the learners are there, free of charge. The teachers are there. We can say free of charge because they're already paid by government. So the teachers are available. The classrooms, we can say they are there. Like 90 to 80%, the classrooms are there. They're being built by CDF. So we have the learner who is there. We have the teacher who is paid by government. And we have the classroom. So why do we pay school fees? According to the current government, we pay school fees because of books or the equipment that are needed. With AI, Madam Speaker, these books are supposed to be available for free. Because what I learned in primary school so many years ago, 1 + 1, has always been 1 + 1. It has never changed, Madam Speaker.
So why do I need 3, 4, 5 books from different publishers to tell me 1 + 1 is 2? Madam Speaker, this government of ours is the owner of the curriculum, is the owner of the syllabus. It is the owner of the exams that they are giving, Madam Speaker. Why do we need private publishers in between, Madam Speaker? Why can't the government issue these books for free? Because they know what you're supposed to learn. They know how you're supposed to learn it. They know what they are going to examine you. So why can't they do what they used to do before in the Kenya Literature Bureau or the Jomo Kenyatta Foundation, print this book or provide these books in PDF, Madam Speaker, the textbook in PDF. Then if you would want your child to learn the same thing in a different manner, then, and you are able, you are free to buy an extra book from a private publisher. But for now, we should not be forcing our pupils, our parents, to buy this book from certain publishers, Madam Speaker, because this is how they make money. And Madam Speaker, I'm trying to give this example because with AI, the solution is here. If the government of Kenya can take all the data of all the books in our country, all the textbooks in our country, they can feed them into the systems. Any child who wants a book in mathematics, they just say, I need a book in mathematics, and AI will generate that because they've been given the data, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was actually trying to explain this concept, why education in Kenya is expensive, because the government is doing business with the people's monies by buying these books from private publishers, Madam Speaker. I was telling someone, if you want to get rich in this country, and I think maybe before we deal with it, someone can still get rich in this country. If you'd want to get rich in this country, Madam Speaker, today, just write a book. Call it Madam Speaker's Kiswahili Mufti, and have it for Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, and Form 4. Those 4 books. Then go to ICDC, the Curriculum Development Department, Madam Speaker, and they approve the book for you. Then they make it compulsory or mandatory, Madam Speaker. That means every student will buy this book from you. How many people do we have in school that are going to secondary school, Madam Speaker? Over 4 million, if I'm not wrong, Madam Speaker. So 4 million will buy your book that you are selling 1,000 Kenyan shillings. Madam Speaker, that is 4 billion Kenyan shillings. You'll be 4 billion richer every year if the curriculum department will make it compulsory for the student to buy this book. So people are making money, Madam Speaker, from government or from public by buying these books from private entities, Madam Speaker. So if we can solve this issue and make these books free of charge through PDFs, through AI, through strategic planning by the Ministry of ICT and Education, Madam
Senator
Speaker.
Thangwa, I don't like to interrupt you, but I need to bring it to your attention that this is a timed motion, and the timing was 3 hours. When we started the session, we had 1 hour, 43 minutes. We are now close to the time for the mover to reply. That's 15 minutes. So I'll give you 1 minute to conclude your sentence so that maybe I give the 2 senators 2 minutes each because there is no more time for this motion. So just 1 minute.
Thank you very much.
The sentence and cede ground for the other members.
Thank you very much. I'm kind enough because I would want also to hear what the other senators will have to say. But Madam Speaker, what I'm saying, with AI, we can solve the issue of textbook in our primary schools and secondary schools and make education free, without any cost, Madam Speaker, because the data that we already have in our textbook, in our books, in our schools, can be fed into the AI, Madam Speaker, and then be distributed to anyone who is willing to use AI and to learn, Madam Speaker. So I support the report.
Thank you, Senator Thangwa. Senator Wakwabubi, ideally we have no time, so I'll give you 2 minutes to make your contribution.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute towards this AI concept. I want to also participate in talking about these AI-generated challenges, majorly meted upon female politicians, because I think in the recent past I have personally experienced some misogyny and some harassment, political harassment, that is amplified through AI. I think mostly women are disproportionately targeted due to unequal power dynamics. There are a lot of digital attacks, gender-based violence. There is a digital undressing tools, all meted upon women politicians, just maybe to intimidate them and cause some chilling effect to turn down on their political ambitions. So there are a lot of AI deep fakes that are out to maybe intimidate or blackmail women mostly, where we have fabricated stories that are out to tarnish their names just because they have shown some political ambition.